Welcome inside Larry Miller Field on the campus of Brigham Young University on the foot of the Wasatch Mountains for the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. We got a lot of them going on this week, but we're going to be hanging out right here. I'm Dusty Lister, so glad to have you along with us. Our first game of the day, the upstart Woods Cross Wildcats coming in and taking on the Brighton Bengals. Woods Cross comes into this after beating the number one seeded Olympus Titans in the Super Regional. I'm going to give you their seeding. They're the 17th seed. They knocked off the number one seed, Olympus, to come into this one against Brighton. Brighton is the 8th seed in the 5A state tournament. They had the bye in the first round, took care of Stansbury in the Super Regional to earn their way here at BYU. And be an absolute blast. You're here Monday through Thursday, of course, Championship Series Friday and Saturday at UVU, where we will join the 6A tournament and their Championship Series as well. Well, we were starting with Brighton, or probably will be Woods Cross coming to the plate first. But let's go through the Brighton starters. And our pitcher today is Case Beams, number 7, and then the battery with Carter Turley. And it's Jack Sabat at shortstop, Easton Fry in center field, Riley Brown at third, Cooper Johnson at first, Braxton Biesinger at second. It is Cooper Scott in right field. Jack Johnson's designated hitter. Won't see him out in the field. Carter Turley, as we mentioned, is the catcher, and Easton Smith in left field. And our order today for the Woods Cross Wildcats is Cole Smith leading things off, the third baseman, Max Moffitt, the center fielder, Gavin Shoup, the second baseman, Beckham Stanger, the first baseman, Bo Blackwell, the shortstop, Stetson Critchley, the catcher, Alex Holdstock, the designated hitter, Thomas Pattison, the left fielder, and Kason Lithgow in right field. Pitching today for Woods Cross can be Harley Viciorilli. So here we go. All set. As Cole Smith will dig in against Case Beams to lead things off. First pitch swinging. A little chopper to short, handled cleanly and on the way to first in time for the first out. First pitch, first out. Nice play by Jack Saba. And there's one away. So that brings up Max Moffitt, the center fielder. And that one just misses. And the 1-0 from Beams off the plate. So 2 balls and no strikes to Max Moffitt. And that one off the plate as well. So quickly 3-0 to the second man in the order here, Max Moffitt, the center fielder. The 3-0 got to come all the way back, and Beams finds the plate and counting now 3 balls and 1 strike. Now looking to even things up. The 3-1 wide of the plate, and got a runner on with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Of course, in these games, early on, always nerves and everything else come into the big ballpark. Always adds a little bit of different energy. The kids got here early, and we've seen them go around, but it never changes. Always something different when you get on a ballpark that looks like Larry Miller Field. So runner on first and 1 out. Coming to the plate is Gavin Shoup, the second baseman, and he looks at ball 1. And of course, these early parts of the game are really big with your pitcher. His ability to find his wits early on. And Beams got that first out on 1 pitch. He's now finds his zone there and evens the count at a ball and a strike. Umpires today on the plate is Jesse Crossett. First base, Robert Crowell. And on third base, Gene Van Orden. So unlike Major League Baseball, no pitch clock, none of that stuff here in high school baseball. We do have pitch counts and how many times they can come back. It always becomes a thing throughout the day. The breaking ball finds the zone for strike 2. So a ball and 2 strikes to Gavin Shoup. One, 2. Finds the outer part of the plate. Strike 3. And there's 2 down. So we talk about get the first out of the game on 1 pitch. Walks Moffitt on 5 pitches and comes right back and gets his first K of the day. A little KC there on Gavin Shoup. So 2 away and a runner on first base. And coming to the plate now, the first baseman, Beckham Stanger. And Stanger offers it that breaking ball. I wish I better understood a new pitch going around baseball called the sweeper. Shohei Ohtani has become absolutely lethal with that pitch. Never heard of it until the last couple of years. And that one misses down and in. We've seen at least the last batter of the breaking ball working well here for Case Beams. The 1-1, check swing. Oh, umpire calls it at the plate. So now ball and 2 strikes to Stanger. And nice job of fighting that one off the hands. Stanger going to stay here at a ball and 2 strikes. So Moffitt away from first. And the 1-2 swung on a miss, strike 3, and that will do for the top of the first inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Brighton with their first ups. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your home for online championships.
Okay. You ain't on my level, then shoot. I can't die. Nothing to do, be
Welcome back in to Larry Miller Field. Dusty Litster with you. As Brighton will come to the bat for the first time today. As we'll go through the lineup for the Brighton Bengals. Jack Sabbath and lead things off. Easton Fry on deck, and then Riley Brown, the third baseman in the hole. As we mentioned, pitching today for the Woods Cross Wildcats, Harley Viccirilli.
Leading off in the bottom of the first for Brighton, the shortstop, number 9, Jack Saba.
So Jack Saba going to lead things off. Been a bit since we've seen Brian in the big field in baseball. Of course, we'll rotate where we go, or at least where my side is and things like that. But it's fun to see Woods Cross and Brighton. As Viccirilli finds the other part of the plate for strike 1. The 0-1 from Harley. Fouled out of play. So we'll go to no balls and 2 strikes. Got one to burn here for Viccirilli. I'm going to see a little breaking piece down the way. Misses wide. The 1-2 misses up and away. So count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2. Now misses down in, count runs full. Good leadoff bat here from Saba. A lot of guys behind you to see everything from the pitcher. And that pitch misses up and in. So strong a bat there from Saba. Didn't chase him down 0-2. And earns a leadoff walk. As I mentioned, Woods Cross coming in the 17th seed in the 5A state tournament. They were 16-14 on the regular season. Brighton was 18-7. Of course, those seedings are rated out by the RPI. As Ficcirilli gets a called strike 1. And it's Easton Fry, the center fielder, at the plate. I was interested to see that first move from the lefty. Slide step home, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. But always curious to see what coaches are teaching guys on first base, left-handed pitchers. And I'll see that move, too. We'll step back and throw over. That ball lifted out of play, so the count will go to, probably will stay, no balls and 2 strikes. Saba first. After the leadoff walk. And the 0-2. Little bender upstairs got him. So the first strikeout of the day for Ficcirilli. And it's the first out. So 1 away with the runner on first. And that's going to bring up Riley Brown, the third baseman. So Brown swings through that one. One of the things you always get from the lefty, a little bit of movement there at the end. You see that just late movement on that ball. A little wider lead from Jack Saba. That ball chopped foul at the plate. So dead ball, no balls and 2 strikes as Ficcirilli living in the zone. So no balls, 2 strikes, runner on first. Ball misses down and in. Fry's a .422 hitter on the year. And now the 1-2. And that one's bounced. But Saba will hold there at first base. I'm going to take off. Saba does have 6 steals on the air. Swung on strike 3. Snapped down the first, not in time. So not a strike about throw him out, but it is the second strikeout of the inning. So 2 away as Riley Brown goes down on strikes. And that brings up Cooper Johnson. The first baseman, so run around first and 2 away. And that was a nice move to first. Dugout tried to help out Mr. Umpire. Robert Crowell. He won't be baited into making the call. And there's a strike there from Victorelli. Some go with the high kick that time, so we've seen the slide step. We saw a good move to first base. And that was kind of the first time that kick. I'm not trying to be predictable with the base runner at first base. You shouldn't have to worry about it here. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and runner on first. Not worry about the guy on first base as much. Just get the guy at the plate. 0-2. You hear me say quite a bit this week. It's a pitch to burn up 0-2. Gotta be smart not to throw a wild pitch, but don't need to get a lot of the play here. Saba goes. That ball fouled back to the screen. So we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. Saba had a good jump on that one. But again, hope you're enjoying the month. Can't believe it's the last week of the school year here in the state of Utah. Graduations will be taking place all over the place. Already started last week. But 6A state tournament over at UVU baseball. We'll have that there. JT Wistersill is there. Also, we got Alex Napolis at the 5A, 6A boys soccer state tournament. And then Dane Stewart holding down the Lax tournament. As that ball hit well into center field, but not going to carry. Ranging back and making the catch for the 3rd out of the inning is Max Moffitt. And that will do it for the first inning after 1 complete. Woods Cross 0, Brighton 0. We go to the top of the 2nd inning. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Top of the 2nd inning. As always, KSL Sports Rewind's coverage is brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. Go to Utah.law to find the law office nearest you. In fact, being down in Provo, just right down the road here at the River Bottoms. As leading things off here in the 2nd inning is Bo Blackwell. The shortstop. And Blackwell fouls that one out of play. And count even at a ball and a strike. Blackwell, a .358 hitter on the year. Team leader, or second team with 28 runs driven in. Beams was give that leadoff walk and able to strand him in there with a hit batsman. Going to put the leadoff man again on the bases again. So take the stroll down the first base is Bo Blackwell. That brings up Stetson Critchley, the catcher. Looking from the left side of the dish. Pitch misses wide from Beams. Beams is 1-0 on the year. Was credited with 2 saves, at least on the games reported, for the Brighton Bengals. ERA of 1.29. The 1-0 hit well in the right center field, but not quite well. Center fielder caps underneath it for the first out of the inning as Easton Fry was on it. The ball popped off his bat. Again, with the weather, we've been slow with our baseball coverage, and I'm going to apologize for that. With how crazy the weather was, all the snow and everything, we were slow getting out the gate to give coverage, and we knew we would have so many games this week. So, apologize. It's going to take me a minute to kind of get some of the read down on off the bat, but a 1 away. But we've certainly missed bringing you regular season baseball to get a lot of soccer and lacrosse in, where we can be inside of a press box. A lot of times in baseball, we're out in the elements. Makes it a little tougher with gear and everything else. But excited to be here the baseball this week as Beams misses on the first pitch. As Alex Holdstock, the designated hitter, now in the box. The 1-0 chop to the left side. That ball handled cleanly on the way to second. Goes short way. Just got it there in time on a nice jump. Man alive, just got it. And that will do it for the inning. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Brighton come to the plate. It's 0-0. You're watching the 5A State Baseball Tournament. So bottom of the second inning, and coming to the plate for the Brighton Bengals is Braxton Biesinger, the second baseman. And of course, I want to thank Modern Missionary for being a sponsor of KSL Sports Rewind's state championship coverage. If you got a mission call, go get your free shirt and tie so you can try before you buy. And all you have to do is go register on the website or go into a Modern Missionary location close to you. You can go in, go register, get your free shirt and tie so you can try the shirt out, see how you like it before you get it. And you're stuck with it for the next 2 years. But I want to thank Modern Missionary for their support here on KSL Sports Rewind. As Biesinger looks at the 0-1, and that one misses. So the count even at a ball and a strike. The 1-1, ooh, buzzes the tower. Count even, count goes to 2 balls and a strike. The 1-2 fisted in the shallow left field. Going out from a shortstop position to make the catch is Bo Blackwell. I mean, sadly, he got a little too much of that ball. That ball was more off the grip there. That's in the Bermuda Triangle and fallen. But Blackwell ranges back, makes the catch, and we have one away. So that'll bring up Cooper Scott, the right fielder. Scott chops this one to the left side. That one's handled cleanly by Cole Smith on his way in time for the second out of the inning. Ficcirilli pitching to contact. And that's going to bring up Jack Johnson. Versus Jack, also starting quarterback at Brighton. Very good quarterback. Could have a little bit of change with Coach Ham now at Skyridge. Well, had him last year as well, but been a bit of a change for him. That ball misses up and away. This Brighton school's always been good at football. All through the 90s and so much success. A lot of players go to the NFL collegiately. That ball out of play. Of course, you think of the Barton family. They are Brighton High School. So we got Cody Barton played for the Seahawks. Had so many other terrific athletes. Reno Mahe playing the NFL for the Eagles. Sal misses in. And of course, Brighton Bengal alum Chase Tavita, now the head basketball coach at Orem. The 2-1 swung through, strike 2. And then you had former coach Andy Concepcion, who moved to Las Vegas, won a state championship last year. Kind of started turning the tide of this program a little bit. That ball misses inside. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch. Swung on, strike 3, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Viciorilli. We go to the top of the 3rd inning, and we're scoreless. You're watching the 5A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. And welcome back into Larry Miller Field. Dusty Lister with you for the 5A State Baseball Tournament. I know we're in baseball. We got to talk a little basketball as well. Go to UtahJazzCamps.com and find the camp closest to you. Looking for something to do with your youngsters, boys or girls. Find those jazz camps closest to you. If you're in the Utah County area, you can go to the Shoot 360 facility just off of the exit in Lehigh at the Roller Mill exit. And get signed up with so many cool things to help your athlete get better at the game of basketball. Again, go to UtahJazzCamps.com. So leading things off in the 3rd inning, that is Thomas Pattinson, the left fielder. As Pattinson chops out one foul. Beams has done a nice job. You can always hear me talk about it. You got to pitch to contact. Sometimes you have guys that try to nibble on everything else, but you got to pitch to contact, get the ball in play. Let your defense work behind you, and Beams has certainly done that. Got out of last inning with a 5-4-3 double play. Has been chopped back toward the mound. Catcher going to take it. Fire to first in time. Nice job of communicating through that one. Is a swinging bunt, but a nice job of popping up there. Carter Turley to get the out. The 2-1 put out.
Right fielder, number 1, Kason Lithgow.
That brings up Kason Lithgow. Let's go to the right fielder. That ball chopped to the right side, and that ball's got eyes. Nice job making the play at second, but just not in time. Thought that was going to be a ball with eyes to get through to right field, but a terrific job arranging over there by Braxton Biesinger. Knocks it down. Good job of covering first. But the speed of Kason Lithgow able to leg that one out for a leadoff single. Terrific effort by Braxton Biesinger. So that brings up the top of the order, and Cole Smith, the leadoff man. As that one misses up. And now the 1-0. Misses wide of the plate. See if Beams takes a second here, kind of gather. That was a quick sprint to first base. Sometimes they throw off that rhythm a little bit. Get a little worked up, a little adrenaline. But now 2 balls and no strikes. And that 2-0 pitch finds the zone for strike 1. Looked like a ball, a cup and a half off, right? No. The 2-1. And that one's in there, yeah. Of course, we got a former college athlete in here. I'm just a scrub that started broadcasting when he was 20. Of course, Elena in here, former Division I softball player. They're now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. At the third, 5-4-3 for back-to-back innings. Terrific job by the infield, the Brighton Bengals. Brown to Biesinger, on to first for the final out to Cooper Johnson. As again, a double play ends an inning. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're watching the 2023 5A Baseball State Tournament on KSLSports.com.
Okay. You ain't
Welcome back into Larry Miller Field. Dusty Litster with you. We got the 5A tournament here, the 6A tournament going on at UVU. You can see them all right here at KSLSports.com. Also got the soccer and lacrosse state championship tournaments going on right now. Of course, Alex Napolis has been handling all of our soccer coverage this spring, and Alex will have you with the 5A and 6A boys soccer state tournament. And, of course, Dane Stewart's got you with lacrosse boys and girls championship games. As Dane will have that for you. Of course, Dane, the voice of the University of Utah lacrosse team. A longtime partner. So leading things off for the Brighton Bengals is Carter Turley, the catcher. Victorelli has done a great job living in the zone. We talk about get ahead, stay ahead, and he has certainly done that. Does have one walk. And the 0-1 found back to the screen, so no balls and 2 strikes to Turley. Of course, 8-9-1 coming up for Brighton this inning. Love to get someone on base to get to the top of the order if you're the Brighton Bengals. In fact, for neither team, we have not had a base runner on second base through 2.5. As that one misses up and away. And the 1-2 from Victorelli is off the mark. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The only base runner today for Brighton was Jack Saba, the leadoff man who drew the walk. And then from there, Victorelli retired the next 3, and then last inning, a 1-2-3 to come here in the bottom of the 3rd. The 2-2. That one misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch. That one misses up and away, so a leadoff walk for the Bengals. And I should bring up Easton Smith as the speed-up runner for the Bengals is Alexandros Price.
The first runner on first base for 19, Alex Price.
We'll go Alex.
Now batting for Brighton, the left fielder, number 1, Easton Smith.
Or if you want to use your second language, Alejandro's Price on first base as that ball is off the plate. Brings up Easton Smith, the left fielder. Want to move that runner. Again, as we mentioned, they're 2.5 have not had a runner in scoring position. Back-to-back innings for Woods Cross has ended in a 5-4-3 double play. And nice bunt. Got to move him to second base. Victorelli on to first in time. Backdoor throw. Nice job of handling that, but Easton Smith does his job, lays down the sacrifice bunt, moving Price to second.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Jack Saba.
So to the top of the order we go. And it's Jack Saba, the shortstop. Saba has 18 RBIs on the year, this sophomore. At least 18 reported. Whoa. All right. 0-1. It's one of those ones that Saba turns around and says, is that the top of the zone? And the 0-1 misses down and in, so count even, all comes back. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 from Viciorilli. Saba swings through that. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And it's Alex Price at second base. The speed-up runner for Carter Turley. We reached on a leadoff walk so they can make it hurt. Ball to the left side, going to hold the runner. Nicely done. Throw to first. Now back to, he dropped it on the exchange, but a runner out at first base. Advanced the runner to third as Saba retired with the 5-3 putout. And there's now 2 outs in the inning.
Now the center fielder, number 25, Easton Fry.
And I'll bring up Easton Fry, the center fielder. Spencer Fry through 25 games, batting .422 on the year with 24 RBIs. And chases the high heat for strike 1. A little dugout check here for Woods Cross. And that ball chopped foul. Count goes no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on third. High cheese swung through, strike 3. And Viciorilli gets out of a bit of a jam there with the runner in scoring position. As we are through 3 complete and we're scoreless. You're watching the 2023 5A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. And welcome back in. Top of the 4th inning, Max Moffitt leading things off for the Wildcats. As Beams finds his own for strike 1. Moffitt was reached on a walk back in the 1st inning. Looks ball 1. This has been a very strong pitching day. Case Beams has allowed a runner in each inning. Only given up 1 hit as that one's wide of the plate, but has done a nice job letting his defense work behind him. As we mentioned, the last 2 innings have ended in 5-4-3 double plays. But he's done a nice job living in the zone, bouncing back after giving up base runners. That one's chopped at the plate, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2. One line to short, but right at him. Little Adam ball handled there by Jack Saba. And there's 1 away. He stayed off the barrel. And that's the thing. We talk about pitch to contact. It's not about pitching to try to hit the ball. It's pitch to contact, stay off the barrel of the bat. Well, it's not as easy as you make it sound, but nice job of doing that here with Beams. As this ball lifted into shallow right center field. And a can of corn out there for Easton Fry. And quickly 2 away here for Woods Cross. To mention Woods Cross, a 17 seed in this tournament. Knocked out number 1 top-seeded Olympus, who in the past few years has just become a monster within the 5A baseball world, have not been able to make their way through to a state championship. They made it to the state championship series, have not been able to take the crowns. That ball dribble to second base, and Beams does a nice job. More than just a pitcher, wasn't just watching the play happen. Covers first for the third out of the inning, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. Is Beckham Stringer retired there? As we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, we're still scoreless. You're watching the 4A state tournament.
Okay. You ain't on my level, then shoot. I can't die. 무슨 질투도 높이 올라와. 공기도 달라. So high.
Bottom of the fourth inning in the 5A baseball tournament. Dusty Lister with you. Is leading things off for the Brighton Bengals is Riley Brown, the third baseman. Riley batting .400 on the year through 25 games. 32 hits and 80 official plate appearances. Looking to spark this Brighton offense. That ball fouled out of play. I mentioned Harley Viccirilli. He and Beams both have just been spectacular on the mound today. Not worried about strikeouts. They're pitching, letting their defense work behind them. Viccirilli is the only one to deal with a runner beyond first base. That ball fouled off down the right field line and was able to do that. Stranded a runner at third. There's only been one hit in this ball game, and that was for Woods Cross, a little seeing eye ball to the right side, which was a strong play by the second baseman, just not in time to first. Brighton yet to get their first hit of the day. Only base runners have reached on walks from Viccirilli. The 0-2 misses up, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now the 1-2. And back to the screen, so we'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Our next game is going to be Viewmont versus defending 5A champion Lehigh. Coming up next here at Larry Miller Field. We got 4 games today as this ball lifted shallow right field. Kind of tilt back toward the bag. Nice job of staying with it there. Gavin Shoup. That ball obviously moving on him a little bit as the flag is waving in center field. As that is the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and it brings up Cooper Johnson, the first baseman. But a beautiful day at Larry Miller Field. As Johnson lifts this one into right field, tailing toward the line. Again, maybe nearly overrunning that ball. Coming in making the catch was Kason Lithgow. You saw the last minute there, the ball tailed toward center field there at the last second. But a nice job of Lithgow of staying with it. And retiring Johnson for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Braxton Biesinger, the second baseman for the Bengals. Biesinger flew out to shallow left field in his only plate appearance today. He lines this one into right field, going to fall in for the first hit of the day for the Bengals. I don't care if it's a 2-out single. They just need to see the ball find the grass. The outfield grass, that is. So Biesinger aboard with 2 outs.
The right fielder, 23, Cooper Scott.
And that brings up Cooper Scott. And Cooper swings through strike 1. Cooper grounded out to third. And he's only played appearance in the second inning. Decent lead at first base. See with a snap over. Yep. Wasn't his best move, but you could see it coming. The lead there from Biesinger. Biesinger just out past the cut. Well, pause at the top and grounder to short. Going to go short way to second for the third out of the inning as Victorelli gives up his first his first hit of the day that strands the base runner. So one hit and no one left on base as we go to the top of the fifth inning. We're through four complete. Still scoreless. You're watching the 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your home for online championships. Top of the fifth inning. As Woods Cross come to the plate, leading things off is the shortstop, Bo Blackwell. And both these offenses trying to solve the mystery that are the pitchers. Is Case Beams has done an outstanding job for Brighton, and Harley Victorelli has done an outstanding job for Woods Cross. Again, nothing overpowering with their stuff, but they have done a great job of pitching the contact with their defense work behind them. They've only had one runner advance past first base today. Is up all wide of the plate, but swung through. Strike one. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Good, still a good count here for Bo Blackwell. As we get into the final 3 innings here, Dean's pitch count is low, but you also want to be smart. Make him work. The 2-1. Late action on that. It swung through. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Beams wide the plate. Count goes full. Of course, Brighton Woods Cross, this is a bookends, if you will, of the year of the state tournaments. As Woods Cross knocked off Brighton in the state football tournament as a strike 3 swinging. Bo Blackwell dropped third strike. Is retired. Nice job of staying with that is Carter Turley to put out. Coach Brody Benson did a nice job with his Woods Cross team. And the 1-0 swung through and missed. Stetson Critchley, the catcher. Count even at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1. Again, some late movement on that, but wide the plate. Good vantage point from where we have our camera position. You see that late movement, didn't quite catch the corner of the plate. The 2-1. And that one fouled out of play. So count even with 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Stetson Critchley. Stetson flew out to center field, his only plate appearance. Back in the second inning. And that one chopped foul and will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. What a fun day to be at Larry Miller Field. We'll be again here all week long. Packed house this weekend. BYU baseball. We saw the fun videos out on social media. That ball foul back to the screen. We'll again stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think back, come back to state baseball tournaments we've called here since 2007. A lot of good memories in this ballpark watching high school baseball. In fact, even before they rebuilt the field in 1993, watching Carbon defeat Robbie Reed. Outstanding pitcher for Spanish Fork. The ball fouled off down the left field line. Of course, Robbie played for his father, Roger, with his brother Randy here at BYU. Played basketball before transferring to Michigan after his mission. And Randy graduated and Roger was let go. That ball fouled off. Luckily, nobody was there. Hit that wall. But 2 balls and 2 strikes and 1 out. Here for Critchley. Beams got 2 strikeouts back in the first. Has not punched anybody out since then. That 2-2 fouled down the left field line, tailing toward the wall. And will fall in there. Didn't go in the bullpen, but is foul. So again, we'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 swung through, strike 3. So after not having a strikeout since the first inning, back-to-back Ks for Case Beams. 2 away. So that brings up Alex Holdstock, the designated hitter, with 2 outs and nobody on. So 2 drop third strikes and put outs there for Carter Turley. This is a young Brighton team. All sophomores and juniors. A couple of seniors mixed in there. As Beams misses down. And it counts quickly 2 balls and no strikes. That ball chopped out the plate. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And Beams is a sophomore himself. And that one finds the zone. Evens us up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and nobody on. And well wide of the plate. Count goes full. And there it is. Called strike 3. 3 Ks in the inning for all 3 outs as Woods Cross goes down in order. Beams took more pitches in that inning. He had most of the game, but he does get 3 Ks. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 0. You're watching the 5A state baseball tournament. And welcome back into Larry Miller Field. Dusty Lister with you. Bottom of the 5th inning is Jack Johnson leading things off. Chop to the third base side. They're saying it is fair. Throw to first will not be in time, and it's a leadoff single for Jack Johnson. Outstanding effort at third base by Cole Smith. That's a long throw, and if your name's not Ken Caminiti, you're not a hard chance of making that play. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Ken Caminiti, go do yourself a favor. Go look him up on YouTube. You'll see a throw from his seat, if you will. One of the great plays in the late 90s. So Johnson aboard. That brings up Carter Turley, the catcher. And Turley lays down a good bunt. Viciorilli doesn't have a play at second. Goes to first. And a sacrifice is there, advancing the runner into scoring position. So Brian with the go-ahead run at second base.
The left fielder, number 1, Easton Smith.
So that brings up the 9-hole hitter, Easton Smith. He laid it down and sacrificed in his only plate appearance today. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. Top of the order coming up behind Smith. 2 outs to see if they can pick up the go-ahead run. The 0-1 from Viciorilli, chopped at the plate, and the count goes quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 swung through, strike 3. So Viciorilli comes right back, gets the 3-pitch K of Alex Price. There's now 2 outs as we go to the top of the order, and the shortstop, Jack Saba. As I mentioned, Saba with 18 RBIs on the season, sophomore shortstop. They pick up the junior Jack Johnson up at second base and get Brighton the lead. But Viciorilli bounced back before with the runner on third base, able to keep the dam up as he finds his own for strike 1. Saba reached on a walk in the first. He ground out the third, back in the third. Hard to believe we're already at Memorial Weekend. Of course, our coverage here at KSL Sports Rewind starts in August and ends when the school year ends here in baseball or spring championship week. Crazy thing, it's already here. But here we go. No balls, 1 strike, runner on second base, and 2 outs. The 0-1 bounced and evens the count at a ball and a strike. As I mentioned, Harley Viciorilli's been outstanding today. Only allowed 2 hits. They like to keep it there. And now the 1-1. Swung through, strike 2. So a strike away from getting out of the jam. Johnson reached on his infield single, was sacrificed to second. Viciorilli got the K of Smith, now looking for Saba. And now the 1-2. Swung through, strike 3. Viciorilli, outstanding job, comes right back, settles himself down, and goes back-to-back Ks to get out of the jam as we go to the 6th inning. We're through 5 complete, and we're scoreless. You're watching the 5A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. Top of the 6th inning. Woods Cross coming to the plate. 8-9-1 due up for the Wildcats, and it's Thomas Pattinson leading things off for the Wildcats. As that one misses up and in from Beams. Beams is, that was his 60th pitch of the day. And 61. They'll have to sit. Remember, the new, it's not innings anymore for those of us who are old. Remember having to count innings and everything else in state tournaments. Pitch counts. Pitch counts are the thing now. Those 61 pitches, you'll have to. Can't pitch for a couple days. The 3-0 pitch is inside, ball 4. So leadoff man aboard for Woods Cross. We saw this early in that first inning. Remember, the first pitch was a ground ball out. Then right after that, Max Moffitt was walked in 4 pitches. Let's see if Beams can bounce back. But now Woods Cross is the runner on for the first time since the 3rd inning. So the plate is Kason Lithgow. Pitch out. And Lithgow tries to sneak down a bunt. Fouls it off. Count even at 1-1. Lithgow batting .377 on the year through 30 games. Drove in 16 runs. He's a singles hitter. 2 doubles, a triple, and 1 homer. Squared a bunt. And, that's in it for a called strike 2. That's a, is that the top of the zone? Well, I think so. And the 1-2 from Beams. A little bender wide of the plate. It's a good call. No matter where it ends up, it did not cross the plate. And the count goes to 2-2. The 2-2, lifted in the right field. Going to be shallow, not deep enough to advance the runner. Is coming on to make the catch, Cooper Scott, for the putout. And the first out of the inning. So top of the order we go. And it's the third baseman, Cole Smith. Cole grounded out in the first. And ground into a double play back in the third. Looks at ball 1. Had a couple of errant exchanges from the battery. Nice job in the middle infield. Again, not falling asleep. You youngsters watching this, you got to stay alive in the middle of the infield, especially with the runner on. Can't fall asleep. That ball got to center field. You're moving the runner to second base. The 1-0. To right field, and again, you're going to be able to camp underneath this and not advance the runners. Cooper Scott with the second out of the inning. Back-to-back fly balls to right field. And there's 2 outs with the runner on. And that will bring up Max Moffitt. And he's the guy that does damage, or has done damage throughout the year for Woods Cross. .413 hitter with 37 runs driven in. Love to make it 38. He's got 3 homers on the year, 11 doubles, and 1 triple. Looked at strike 1. And Beam just trying to keep the runner close. Maybe even with 2 outs, just didn't like the pitch. And now the 0-1. Swung through, strike 2. Moffitt chased the outer cheese. Got one more. So you come back 0-2. Got 1 to burn, but don't want to be too crazy here with the runner on first. And strike 3. Moffitt goes down 1-2-3. So got a runner on, couldn't move him. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We're still scoreless. You're watching Woods Cross and Brighton in the 5A state tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. Bottom of the 6th inning. And it's the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for the Brighton Bengals, and it's Easton Fry leading things off, the center fielder. As Viciorilli has been outstanding. That ball popped up in the infield and camped underneath it. And again, late movement toward second base is Stanger. Stanger able to make the catch. But we've seen that a couple times here from Woods Cross. That ball has come late toward second base or center field, if it's been in the outfield. So one away. And that brings up Riley Brown, the third baseman. And bounces at first, so count goes 1-0. On the day, Brown's 0 for 2. Went down on strikes in the first. Flew out to shallow right field. His last plate appearance back in the fourth. As Allen misses up. Hitters count, 2 balls, no strikes. Allen misses up, 3-0. I don't know if you can see the bat leave the shoulder here for the next 3 pitches. If you're Riley Brown. Certainly not next 2. Three balls, no strikes. And the 3-0 finds the plate. See if he comes back here. The 3-1 will get to a full count. If it's really, it's about throwing strikes here. Needless to say. And the 3-1. Just in this shallow center field. Did not have any topspin on that ball. I thought that might just kind of fall in there, but it did not. And a 3-1 pitch earns the second out of the inning. They're from Riley Brown. And that brings up Cooper Johnson, the first baseman. Nice job bouncing back there for Viciorilli. And Harley finds the plate with that bender. Jumps ahead 0-1. And the confidence that kind of comes right back to a pitcher to fall behind 3-0 to get out there unscathed at a 3-1 pitch. Kind of lifts your spirits a little bit and quickly gets ahead 0-2. You just say 1 to burn, but 0-2, getting deep into your pitch count. Certainly don't want to center up anything on the plate, but I want to mess around here. The 0-2 lined foul down on the third base line. And we'll stay at no balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 chopped to the third base side, handled cleanly. And the throw is on time for the third out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. We go to the final inning. We go to the 7th, tied at 0. You're watching the 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com.
Okay. You ain't on my level, then shoot, I can't die. 가슴 질투다 너비 올라와 공기도 달라 so high.
Welcome back in to Larry Miller Field. Dusty Litster with you as we go to the 7th inning, tied at 0. Again, I want to remind you, if you got a missionary getting ready to go out to the field, go to Modern Missionary. And all you have to do is go register. Go to modernmissionary.com or go into one of the locations. And once you register your missionary, you can get a free shirt and a free tie. Try it before you buy it. There's no better place to go outfit your missionary, the modern missionary, and to try it before you buy it special. Let them know you watched it during the state baseball tournament. And we're here to help you out. But again, one thing Modern Missionary is it's mission call open season. Been that way for the past few months. But again, want to thank Modern Missionary for being a sponsor at KSL Sports Rewind. So here we go. 7th inning. And leading things off is Gavin Shoup, the second baseman. Beam still on the bump. And that ball fouled down the first part of the right field line. That is quite the idea there from Shoup. Especially the fast track of the field turf. So step back in. No balls. 1 strike. Ooh. Starting up. Misses up and in. Just a touch. As here we go. 1 ball, 1 strike to Shoup. 0 for 2 today. Shoup went down on strikes in the first. Flew out to center in the 4th. And looks at ball 2. The count 2 balls and a strike. One of your favorites. He certainly wants to get ahead. You're going to see some more of the straight stuff here. Ahead 2-1 at the plate. Fastball lined in the left field. That's going to fall in. Just saying, 2-1. I mean, all guys say, hey, let's get up 2-0. But at 2-1, he still has to throw you a fastball. It certainly jumped on that one. And the go-ahead run on first base.
First baseman, number 32,
And that brings up Beckham Stanger. Stanger 0 for 2 today. Went down on strikes in the first and grounded to second. Back in the 4th for the final out of the inning. I don't think he was squirting around the bunt there. It's a big bat to score. Batting .278 on the year. Driven in 19 runs. Reaches out. Taylor made ground ball 6, 4, and not in. Oh, he did! Called him out at first. 6-4-3. Stanger giving the all-out effort. Diving into first base. But our umpire's right there, makes the call. And it is the 3rd double play turned by the Brighton Bengals today. So clear the bags. And Woods Cross down to their final out, potentially, after the 6-4-3 double play. That brings up Bo Blackwell. And Blackwell looks at strike 1. A bender misses. Still that pitch a lot. He's done a nice job of shaping the plate just off of it. Blackwell was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. And went down on strikes in the 5th. Count even the ball in his. And there is ball 4. I should be trusting Lena. If she's got 3-1 on the board. Apologize for being off on that. So that's a walk. And a runner back on here for the Wildcats. So a 2-out walk here for Bo Blackwell. This is going to put Stetson Critchley at the plate. The catcher. Go ahead, run on first base. Is Critchley going to keep the inning alive? That ball in the right field. Going to go from first to third. And the go-ahead run just 90 feet away for Woods Cross. The Cardiac Cats. The 17th seed in this state tournament. Just not going to go away. In the famous words of the president on Independence Day, they will not go quietly into the night. They will not go down without a fight. They'll live on as Critchley with the single.
Now batting for the Wildcats, the designated hitter, number 5, Alex Holstock.
So Alex Holstock will come to the plate as we're going to have a conversation at the mound. Again, want to remind you, we've got spring sports championships coming out everywhere here on KSLSports.com. Alex Napolis has got you taking care of the 5A and 6A boys soccer tournament. Dane Stewart's will be taking care of the lacrosse tournaments, including the girls state championship game as well. JT Wisterstill's hanging out at UVU Monday through Thursday for the 6A state tournament. In fact, he might be joined by a former 5A basketball player of the year, Jack Wistersill, back in town. He's finishing up his season in Northern Arizona. Might be joining him tomorrow at UVU. And I'll be here at BYU all week long for the 5A state tournament. And then we'll move to UVU on Friday for the championship series, 5A and 6A, and I'll have you through all of our championship games, both the 5A and 6A baseball tournaments, right here on your online home for state championships, KSLSports.com. Final streams of the year before we get ready for football. So coming to the plate now is Alex Holstock, as they're going to surrender second base. So now runners on second and third. For Woods Cross. And that ball's going to get away, and the go-ahead run is going to score. Wild pitch from Beams, his first of the day. And it's 1-0 Woods Cross. Two balls and no strikes at the plate for Holstock. The 2-0 pitch finds the zone, 2-1. I missed our umpire. This is the thing about a 2-out walk. We had a 2-out walk. You go the double play, get the walk, make it hurt. That walk comes in to score, but it struck out at the plate, 1-2. So that will do it. But Woods Cross, the damage has been done. A 2-out single from Critchley leads to a wild pitch, bringing in the go-ahead run. And it's Woods Cross going to the final half inning of this ball game. Brighton is trying to stay alive at the bottom of the seventh. It's Woods Cross 1, Brighton nothing. You're watching a 5A state tournament. We'll be right back. Bottom of the seventh inning and a one-run game. Brighton, the 8th seed, trying to move on. Loser of this game will drop into our loser bracket. Our department will be done. I apologize. Not double elimination because we do the super regionals. So Woods Cross, 17 seed, looking to knock off the 8th seed. And it's a lead off. No, it's going to be it out. That first left his bat, I thought for sure that was going to find the gap. That ball hung up in the air, ranging over for the out was Max Moffitt. So a loud leadoff out from Biesinger. And now Cooper Scott, the right fielder, will come to the plate. Scott's 0 for 2 today, but trying to keep this Bengals season alive. He goes with it to the right side, and that will be a one-out single. So runner aboard. The tying runs on first base for Brighton. Again, the season on the line here for the Bengals. And that'll bring up designated hitter Jack Johnson. So Johnson had an infield single his last time up. to the left side as that pitch misses wide of the plate. Vicarelli's done an outstanding job for Woods Cross today. He's going the distance. His Beams did the same. He's through 7 complete. The 1 unearned run. And that is right now the difference in this ball game. As that ball bounced 2-0. And you're looking at Brighton's dugout. You're talking to guys coming to the plate. Say, hey, be patient. Be patient. Get a strike on you. As I say that, and Scott Siegel on the first pitch he saw. As Woods Cross going to take a second to chat things over. Coming up next is going to be Viewmont versus Lehigh, the reigning 5A champion Lehigh Pioneers. Chance to see them. And that might be the, well, we'll see. First visit to the mound. So they have the visit to the mound. We'll just mute and we'll step aside. You're watching the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th inning here in the 5A state tournament. Just want to talk things over. You want to make sure you get your defense set. Where are we going with the ball? What are we doing? Who's got the double play ball if it comes back to the pitcher? All kinds of stuff. So here we go. Stepping in the box, Jack Johnson, the designated hitter for the Bengals. Runner on first. They're going to hold it first. That ball hit well into center field. Moffitt ranging back is going to make the catch. And that is the second out of the inning. As Brighton has just missed a couple of balls off the sweet spot of the bat, and there are 2 outs, the final out of the Brighton season. Game time runs on first base, and the 17th seeded Woods Cross Wildcats looking to advance in the state tournament. It's Carter Turley coming to the plate for the Bengals. Looks at ball 1. The 1-0. Foul back to the screen. A count even in a ball and a strike. Right side's the right is the right approach here. Taking this ball in the right field is the absolute right approach. Woods Cross playing straight up, infield and outfield. Not shading either way. And foul back to the screen for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the final strike of the Brighton season. Harley Vicarelli looking for the complete game shutout and advancing the 17th seed Wildcats. He's got 1 strike to do it. Carter Turley trying to keep the season alive for the Bengals. Strike 3! And it is a complete game shutout. And the 17th seeded Woods Cross Wildcats advance in the 5A state tournament. They will move on to play the winner of Viewmont and Lehigh. Your Heinemann Associates player of the game, no doubt. It is Harley Vicarelli, what he was able to do on the hill today. Only allowing 3 hits, no runs, and goes a complete game shutout, advancing his Wildcats to the next round of the 5A state tournament. Again, our final score, Woods Cross 1, Brighton 0. For Addison Kerr, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on your online home for state championships, KSLSports.com. We'll be back at 1:30. Viewmont versus Lehigh right here from Larry Miller Field.